This video is going to solve most of the problems you are facing in career right now. Everybody neglects the sun in astrology and they talk only about Rahu and Saturn all the time. Meanwhile, sun is very important planet for your career and overall life. So you already know that sun is your ego, self-esteem, the leadership qualities, willpower, authority and many other things. So a person with well-placed sun suffers the most in career. Sun has strong influence on your horoscope and other planets are weak, then you will suffer the most. But a well placed sun will bring positive changes in the life of father and it gives Neech Bhang Raj Yoga to other family members too. I will explain the concept of Neech Bhang Raj Yoga in some other video. So when your sun is well placed, your father would have good reputation and family will be good. But the problem is when your sun is well placed but the 10th lord or planets in the 10th house are weak, then you will suffer the most. And if sun is not well placed in your horoscope, then you will somehow do well in career. When sun is well placed, you will naturally have good willpower, high self-esteem, ego, and a good family reputation. And here the thing is about career, and if the 10th house is afflicted or 10th lord is afflicted, then you won't find a good job to satisfy your ego. You can't do odd jobs as it hurts your ego and family reputation too. Even if you are hired, you won't be able to satisfy your boss or higher authorities at work, which will affect your career growth. If you have a strong sun or sun in conjunction with Maha Dasha planet or aspecting the current Dasha planet, or sun is in conjunction with ascendant lord or aspecting the ascendant or ascendant lord, then you can't please anyone as you feel you are the king and the king never bow down in front of others. And now in corporate jobs, you have to bow down to some or the other person, and this thing will create problems in your career. And after having a lot of potential, still you won't be able to do a job, or if you do, you won't be able to stay there for long and you will be afraid of rejection. Like, what if I'm rejected? Thoughts like this will prevent you from doing things in life. And you know Saturn is work, or it represents working class people, labor work or servants, and sun is king. And if you have that kingly attitude, then you can't survive in any job. Your employer wish to hire Saturn, means a servant, and they will try to treat you as Saturn, but you wish to be the sun, that is king. And this psychological battle will create issues in your career. In today's world, if your Rahu is strong and is working in your favor, then you will win, because Rahu knows when to act as a servant and when to be a king. He does not care about being a servant or a king. He just wants the gains. No matter how the employer treats them, they just want gains and they will do well in life. A sun dominated person will succeed only if the 10th lord and the planets in the 10th house are well placed. In this scenario, your employer will be looking for someone with a leadership quality, someone who can represent their company, and someone with a good attitude, and you will be the ideal match for them. They are not looking for a hardworking Saturn or a manipulative Rahu, but instead for sun, and that's you. If your 10th lord is not well placed, you should be able to let go of your ego when you are young. It is okay if you have to face insulting situations some days. You must let it go. When you let go of your ego, you will do well in your career and they will choose you for higher authority work, because you have that attitude to manage the authoritative position better than anyone else. In this case, you have to work like Saturn to be like sun. If other planets in your Kundali are supportive, you will find jobs that fulfill your ego and you will lead a happy life. If not, you must understand your planetary placement and act accordingly, such as by changing your attitude and taking action. You must also be patient and let go of your ego when it's not necessary. That's how you use astrology. All you need to do is figure out who you are and follow that career path. For example, someone who is dominated by the sun should work in human resources or administrative departments. You cannot work in any other field where everyone is seated at the same table, and that's Saturn doing the same thing and taking orders from everyone. The same thing applies in other aspects of life, such as your inability to make friends with different personalities and your inability to resolve conflicts at work or with superiors, because you cannot ask for an apology. Instead, you decide to quit the job. Same when it comes to friends and spouse. You are unable to ask for an apology or to negotiate with them, and you wish they would come to you and apologize. This will continue to delay your growth. As I mentioned earlier, the other planets should be in a position to satisfy your ego. If not, then you have to bow down or else you will be hated by everyone. You should keep in mind that the leader was once a follower. You should also realize that you are a servant in any job and your job is to serve others. Only when you act like Saturn at work, you will get the results. Even if you run a business, you must be humble and serve your clients. Only then you will be able to see long-term growth. You should also understand where you need to be the sun and where you need to be the Saturn. And you must notice all these psychological barriers before judging any kundali. And you should do some changes in your behavior instead of doing useless remedies.